What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 of the video, the point of no return. So in that video I left off where we were waiting in the room for the midwife to come in. So we were waiting in the room until the midwife came in, and like I said, we were waiting for like 20 minutes. And then she finally came in. Salud, baby. So she finally came in and she told us, that in the x-rays, she had gotten the results from not the x-rays, she had gotten the results back from the ultrasound, and that in the ultrasound it said that the baby was gone. And at that point, since it was such big news, it took me a minute to actually react to it, and then it took me like, I'd say, a few seconds, and then obviously I started pouring down in tears, as well as Jonathan. But all he did was hug me, so that I couldn't see him crying. But my mom, she had already suspected that something was wrong, so as soon as they said that, she just went out of the room. And so she told us that, and she told us that she would give us a minute. So she left for like, I'd say like 5 minutes, and then she came back in with some tissues, and she was and then that's when Jonathan asked her if they were sure, because 2 weeks prior to that ultrasound appointment I had gone in to see the midwife, because they had given us a little paper where it said, if of some warning signs, and it was like a whole bunch of different stuff, but one of them said if you don't feel usual movement to call in. So I hadn't been feeling her move as much, so I called in, and they said that, being that it was so early in the pregnancy, it was normal, but if I wanted to go in, I could go in. So I went in, they checked her, and they said that they checked the heartbeat, and they said that everything was perfectly fine. So Jonathan told the midwife that, because it was the same midwife that had done that had seen us those 2 weeks before that. And she said, yeah, that 99% of the time, those ultrasounds are 100% accurate, but that if we wanted, she can check for the heartbeat again. And so we said yeah, and as I laid down on the bed, I started praying to God. I was praying to God, asking him for this to be a mistake, and I was just like, please let me hear her heartbeat, please let me hear her heartbeat. And when she put the, I don't know what it's called, the little Doppler, something like that, when she put it on my stomach, you could hear a fast heartbeat, but it was mine, because I was so, because of everything that was going on. And she's like, yeah, there's no heartbeat. So then after that, she told us that we had to go see the OBGYN the day after that. So like I said, I had been seeing the midwife this whole time, so I had to go and see the OBGYN for the first time. So we went the next day to go see the OBGYN, and it was just me and Jonathan that went this time. And so she was really, really nice, until now. When Isaac was like 2 months, she called me just to make sure that everything stopped. But yeah, when Isaac was 2 months, she called to make sure that everything had gone okay and that we were doing okay, because she was pregnant while I was pregnant. So for my last appointment, I wasn't able to see her. I had to see a new OBGYN. So yeah, that's why she called, to make sure everything was okay, because she wasn't able to deliver Isaac. But she was really, really nice. So we went to see her the next day, and she told us, that we had 2 options. We could either wait for my body to go into labor on its own, or we could schedule an appointment so that I could be induced either that same day or, the next day. So she told us that she would let us talk about it. So she stepped out of the room, and I was asking Jonathan what he wanted to do. And the whole time, for everything, he was just like, whatever you want to do. He just wanted to make sure that we just did what would make me happy, which was really, it was really considerate of him. But I don't know if like the choices that I made were okay with him. So far it seems like it. But so he was like, whatever you want to do. And at that point, it was a really hard decision, because if I were to wait for my body to go into labor on its own, I felt like, you know, I would be spending more time with her. But at the same time, I felt like it might have been more traumatizing. And if I were, these were basically the two factors that I thought about while thinking of what we should do. But if I were to be induced, then I felt like I would just be able to hold her that much sooner and be able to be with her that much sooner, although I knew it was going to be hard because I was going to have to, you know, leave her, or she was going to leave me that much sooner. And that, so she came back in, and she told us, you know, that she wasn't rushing us, and that if we wanted to, she can do another ultrasound. And we said yes, because this whole time we just had one ultrasound, which was the one that they gave us of her waving the day before. So we said yes, and she took us into the they had a little room there. It wasn't like the ultrasounds that they could do at the hospital, but you know, we could see her. So she did the ultrasound, and in that ultrasound, you know, she showed us that she was face down, and her hands were kind of like this as she was face down, and she was just like at the bottom, like laying with her body just like this, all curled up. And that's where I thought it was really weird, also because of the fact that her hand had waved. But yeah, you know, she's like, yeah, there's no heartbeat, this is how she is. And so that's when I told her, you know, that I didn't want to be induced. So she made an appointment for us to go into the hospital that night at 7 o'clock at night. And she told us, you know, about how big she would be. She said she would be about this big, and she wouldn't be that big. She would only be about, I don't remember, she said about that big. But she said she wouldn't be that big, that, you know, that we could, you know, get her, like, put her into a change of clothing, but that we might not be able to find something that would fit her because she was so small. So right after that appointment with her, we went to Joann's, and we bought a whole bunch of fabric, because we still didn't know the sex of, we didn't know if she was going to be a girl or a boy. So we bought a whole bunch of fabric. We bought both blue, and we bought both pink, and we also bought the clothes that we were going to put on her. And we also, no, my mom got her some socks from the hospital, I think, but we just bought the fabric so we can make little blankets. I have the blankets right here. The blue one, Isaac actually uses that one now. I have all her stuff in here. This is the pair. This is dog clothes, because we couldn't find anything as big as the doctor said it would be for her. So we bought some dog clothes at Joann's, and this is what we initially thought we were gonna put on her. These are the little pants, and this is a little shirt. It was just like a little dress, like that. But I had to stop it because I still get a little emotional when I think of everything I wasn't able to do with her. But this is all the clothes. I have all the clothes of her that she wasn't able to wear in here. But that was the outfit that she was supposed to wear. But the condition that she was in, first of all, this clothes was too small for her. She was really big. And I'll show you guys the blanket that she actually laid on when she was born. But and you guys will be able to see about how big she was. But this is the one that we made. This one, my mom showed me how to make this so I can make it for her. But we made this one, and Isaac, the one that Isaac uses right now, is exactly like this one, but this part's blue. we got these socks for her. I don't remember if we got these to go with this pair, but yeah, this is all her clothes that we had gotten for her. Oh yeah, this was just leftover fabric. I don't think I have another piece of. I don't have another. You'll see the other ones that we made for her, but right now I'll put in clips at the end of the video of those other ones. But we made another one where we put on top of her inside of her casket, but it's like a leopard zebra print. It was pink, and we had left it was about this big, and we left the top open. We sewed the sides and everything. We closed it all up, and we left the top open so it could be like a little sleeping bag for her. But we weren't really able to like fix her inside of it. But yeah. I have like this is the paper from the funeral home okay, let me backtrack. So that was the blankets that we made for her that day. So that day we went into the hospital and they induced me, and I don't remember how long I was in labor with her, but they used pills on me, and when I was induced with Isaac, I think they just broke my water. I don't remember, but they used the pills, and it did take them some time for them to start working, and I did start to get a fever, but I think they said it was because of the pills. But while I was there trying to get into labor, my mom did everything for me. She did everything. She looked into funeral homes for me. She called the funeral homes. She tried to see what was best, and all she did, like, she would find out all the information, and then she would tell them that she would call him back, and she talked to me about it. So we talked to this funeral home, and their prices were, they seemed pretty reasonable compared to all the other ones, because all the other ones, I think they were like $1,000 or something like that. And so this one seemed really reasonable. So so I think she told them that we were gonna go with them, because she talked to me about it, and I was like, okay, this one sounds okay.
Riding down the road, listening to the radio. You leaned over and you turned it up. You said, baby, this is it, the one I wanted you to hear. Don't it sound just like us? Up till then, all I'd ever listened to was a little sweet home, Tuesday's gone, and working man blues.